Hey everyone, Ethan here from Extreme RC 4x4, and today I'm going to be talking about brushed motors and mainly replacing the brushes in the motor, which are just these guys. I have some Tekin ones because I'm going to be replacing them on a Tekin 45 turn motor, I believe. So these are the parts that you get with it. I usually keep a few on hand just because they do wear down over time. But first I'm going to talk about some things that you will notice, particularly if the brushes are getting really worn out. For me, it's a lack of power. You'll notice that the truck barely has as much power as it used to. A lack of wheel speed or lower RPMs than normal, and occasionally it will just stop and it will not go at all, but if you give it a little push, usually the motor will kick back on and run for a little while. So we might be able to demonstrate some of these symptoms on here. I'm not exactly sure if it will show any right now or not. It can come and go sometimes. So here we can go ahead and show you already. So we got nothing at all, but if I hold on the throttle, give it a little push, and it'll be back. So that's what it is for me mainly, is that it cuts out like that if you let it sit for a while. See, there it goes again. It's not working. And then we go ahead and hold this, and it's back. So we're gonna go ahead and start by removing the motor. Now on this trail finder here, it's a really simple process. All we have to do is remove the two screws that the motor is actually attached by. I might have to remove this radio box here. Alright, so don't mind the messy wiring, but we're just going to talk about the motor right now. I do have it unplugged, so you always want to have that when you're working on this stuff. But really, we can just there's two screws on each side, two Phillips screws that we're going to remove. And now that we have that done, we can go ahead and remove this spring here by simply pushing up on this and getting it over that tab, and then we can go ahead and try to pull it off of the hole there, and then we can go ahead and pull the brush out. So this brush is fairly decent size. I have seen them be shorter, but I guess maybe they just needed to be replaced after so much runtime. So we can go ahead and do the same thing to the other side and pull that off. And now the other one, pretty good size again. So I'm not sure at a certain time if these wear out, or sometimes the springs that we removed can be the cause if they're not pushing hard enough on there. That could also cause some issues. While we have it apart, I am going to spray a little bit of electrical cleaner on it. Make sure not to lose your hardware. So you don't need to go or put too much on there, but just enough. Really shines everything up. You can tell it's cleaning. So now we got our brushes and the springs here. So other companies do make these brushes, but I like to just replace them with the factory ones from Tiken, just so I know I'm getting good product. So these, they only go in one direction, and it's this way. It won't let you put it in the other way because it's not square, it's more of a rectangle. And we're gonna go ahead and attach that brush with the screw. Now on my Tiken motor, at least, the springs go in with this kind of loop piece here that pushes up against the brush. So we'll go ahead and put that in there first. Let's see if we can do this. And then once we have that, just put this piece right back under that tab, and I can feel it's pushing a lot harder on there. So maybe it was my springs more that were causing that issue. So always just keep that in mind, that it might not be the brushes, because mine seem fairly long to be wearing out, but it could also be the springs that push it up against that shaft in there. So we can go ahead and give it a try here. So you can see it started right up. That was not happening before. We can go ahead and spray some electrical cleaner in here. I always like to clean it out while I have it out of the truck. So that's as far as I'm going to go in this video today, guys. I just wanted to show you all how to replace the brushes in the motor. If anybody's having motor troubles or anything like that, it's definitely something to look into, and kind of part of maintenance if you've been driving or running that motor for a long time. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.